everyone, for our journal project today in our fall journal, we are going to be working with acorns and the word fall. This is Bev from Art by Vidal. It's so nice to have you with me. Thank you. The page that we're working on is one of the patience charts that I had coffee stained with stencils. And then we're creating like a page with many different elements here. So we have our patient chart paper here, and then on the back side we're adding a piece of coffee stained paper, copy paper with a stencil. So let me see what I have that I can use. Okay, so I have a piece, but it's used with a fern, and it just, the image didn't turn out real nice, and it just made a beautiful coffee stained paper. So we're going to use that. You can see a little fern down here. You see a little fern up here, but what's most impressive is all of this goodness down here. So I have taken my piece of copy paper, my piece of patience chart, and I have attached them together. In order to get them to the right size, I have taken a piece of my paper that I have used in my journal that I'm judging all my sizes off, and I laid my paper down on top of that, my patience chart down on top of that. And you can see that it's wider than this, and that's okay. And then we're going to take our coffee stained paper and lay it here, and then we will take and glue these together where they meet here on this side, and then we'll flip it over and we'll do it the other side. Now you can have more of this showing, or you can have more of this showing. That is totally up to you. So that is how I created the first part to my page to make it wide enough. Now for the second part to my page, I have this invoice. What I'm going to do is I want to layer that over the back side here and over the front side here. I will take and I will just add, for now, a little glue across the top and a little glue across the bottom. So until I know for sure what I want to do with this, I don't want to close that all up. So I always like to try to save room for ideas as they come along and not have it all glued down and say, well, can't do that. And I'm just using our glitter glue, and I will not do the back right now. I have attached my page, so it's there. It's not going anywhere, but this is the side I'm working on today. So I have a piece of jelly print deli paper that I had when, I don't know how long ago it was, several years ago. I spent all day just making jelly print after jelly print after jelly print, and ended up with all this jelly print paper that I'm still using. This would be very, very pretty, and I'm going to glue that right down. So I'm going to take my glue stick, because this is so thin, it doesn't need anything more than that, and I'm gluing it onto an invoice, which also is thin paper. So there's no need for tacky glue or whatever. I'll bring that over to my page and carefully try to get it laid down. Start at the bottom or start at the top, whichever one you prefer, and try to get it down so there's not too many bubbles left in it. Actually, that went on really well. So what's really cool about the deli paper is I can still see my invoice behind it. I can see the lines, the number on the top. Now I have these acorns with the leaves that I had sketched, and I want to go around the outside edge of them first with some black ink, and this is what we're focusing on for our layout for today. So I'll get these all inked up and be right back. Well, now we get to play around with how we want to arrange these on our page. And then I'll take my other acorns and twist and turn them and put them like that. Now I also have this fall word. Let me get that inked up also. And I'm thinking I'm going to just glue that right down on my paper like this. So I'm going to get this all glued down. All right, everything is glued down. I know there's a lot of journaling room here, and actually I think I'll leave this all open for journaling room also, but I have this piece of eco print paper that I wanted to share, and I thought it would look real pretty if it was just tucked away inside here. That completes that page. Now we need to do our acorn journal panel. So I have my acorns, pretty much want the same thing as what I've put on my card, and we'll see if we use 4 acorns or just 3. And I'm going to see if I have, which I do because I ripped it, some more of this jelly print paper. It's so nice when you have a stash of papers that you can just choose from. There we go. I like those at the top. I think we'll add a quote down here at the bottom of this one. I'm going to use Delicious Autumn. My very soul is wedded to it by George Eliot. Let's tear around the outside edge of that. And of course, more texture. I still want my acorn with a leaf up there. I want this down here. And let's see what else we want to add to that. We've been doing a lot of the sheet music on these pages, so we'll add a piece of that. We do have this piece of ruffle. Let's save that maybe for a tag that we're going to put on here. That looks cool. This is just a piece of coffee. No, it was a piece of the eco print paper that I had added a little bit of gesso to, and then I embossed with clear embossing my script stamp. And that makes a nice little piece of ephemera. So I didn't throw that away. That will go right in there like that. Yes. So again, some more edging. We'll add our deli paper with some glue stick. You can also use matte medium to glue these finer pieces like this down. I'm just currently out of matte medium. Get it down so you don't have any wrinkles in it, best as you can. Music strip down. And our little collage fodder piece that we have left over here down. And then at the top, we're going to add our acorn, something like that, I guess. So let's glue down our leaf first with some tacky glue. And it's okay if it sticks out beyond the edge of our journal panel. And then our acorn, yes, like that. Again, with tacky glue. Cute, cute, cute. Let's put our quote down, and then we'll decide if we need some more acorns on this or not. All right, so everything's glued in place. And let's try out a couple acorns here and see if we need anything more. I think that'd be a good place for one. Yeah, we'll do 2. So we'll glue those down. That completes our journal panel, all but the stitching around the outside edge. Let's put the paper on the back before I go stitch it. So I will just tear this with my straight edge here to the approximate size. Try to get it as straight as possible and ink up around the outside edge of that and glue that down. There is our completed journal card. What I want to use for my tag is a piece of the cardstock that I tore off my bigger piece of cardstock to get it down to the size that I needed for my journal card. And I am going to use that as my tag. I have one decal edge here, and I'm going to keep it with just one, because it is a tag. I don't want to lose any of the width of this. So we'll just put this on. And then we have some of our deli print paper here that we want to add. And my idea was to keep everything cohesive. And so we want this to look like this. We have that. And we put that on with some Yoo-hoo because it's very thin. And we also need some sheet music, a scrap of sheet music. Okay, I thought I had some left, but I didn't. This piece got pretty well beat up in the dyeing process, so I'm using it for collage fodder. Ink up around the edge of that. So I went around it with some black ink, and I have got it glued down here. And we need to add our acorns. Let's see what we can fit on there. Try a leaf, and let's try the twig with the acorns. I like the twig, so let's go with the twig. Put that right at the top so it's hanging down. Hangs over our tag just a little bit, like that. Let's add a black eyelet at the top. For our tab, we're going to add a piece of the eco print paper. Fold that in half. Goes across the top there. So I have 2 pieces of paper. I have a piece of music paper, and you really can't see sheet music. You really can't see the music on it. It has a little number up here that's pretty cool, but I wanted a little bit more substance to put my eyelet through so that it punches on there nicely. So that's why I'm adding 2 pieces of paper. Plus, it kind of looks kind of cool. So I'm holding them in place. I am taking my We Are Memory Makers tool here. I'm going to punch a hole. So then make sure I go through all 3 pieces of paper and I get far enough down in there, and then I'll set my eyelet in And I'll roll this over and give it a crimp. There we go. Worked good. Then let's add some raffia at the top by folding it in half, pushing it through. I think we'll glue that down. That's twisty. I know it's going to stay there because it's got the eyelet on it, but it's a little bit too twisty for me. Let's glue it down. And this isn't as tight to the paper as I'd like it to be, so I'm going to go give it a little hit with a hammer. There we go. Now it's nice and smooth. Won't catch on your fingers like it was going to before. And we'll roll that over and we'll put our raffia in it, actually from the front. Fold our raffia in half, put it through, take the loop, put your tails through, and pull it taut. Okay, and the raffia will fray. Oops, I didn't mean to pull it off. Like this. There we go. Trim that up just a little bit. Save those for another project. Let's put a little bit of coffee stain paper back here. This will work. Ink up the edges and glue it down. We have a cute little acorn tag. This needs a little bit more glue down under there. There we go. Cute, cute, cute. So we have our journal panel. You can use for a pocket or a tuck spot or just as a panel to stick in your journal. You can use it for a journal cover, and you have a tag that matches to go with it. And this is our page in our journal, and it all is the same. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the acorns, and we shall see you again soon. Bye now.